It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of January 28th, 2000. Wrapping up January, we have 3 movies here. Not a big weekend, as you can see by the first movie that we have here, Ashley Judd and Ewan McGregor in the thriller, Eye of the Beholder.
There are people we should never watch. There are moments we should never see. And there are obsessions we should never follow.
What a shame! She went north about a half hour ago.
Ewan McGregor, Ashley Judd. Eye of the Beholder.
What are you doing? Don't do this to me.
Rated R. Starts Friday, January 28th.
Yeah, if you're the #1 movie and you only made less than $6 million and you have an F cinema score, which is the first movie to have that since Bolero, the Bo Derek gem of a film. I say that sarcastically, but yeah, that's not a good sign for this movie. You have a British consulate investigator, Dr. Stephen Wilson, played by Ewan McGregor, who's called the Eye. He comes across a disturbed lady serial killer, played by Ashley Judd, who is on an otherwise mundane assignment, already a bit psychologically fragile, with his wife abrupt removal of himself and their daughter from his life, with the lingering memories of his daughter haunting him like a manifest ghost. His psychosis, or displaced dad, dovetails with the femme fatale psychosis of the abandoned daughter crying, "Merry Christmas, Daddy," over her expired victims. A bond forms, or rather an obsession, as the Eye abandons his job to secretly stalk this mysterious woman full-time as she visits many major cities under various names. And come on, man, like, the premise alone for this is really friggin' stupid. And they got these two because Ewan McGregor was just in The Phantom Menace, Ashley Judd was just in Double Jeopardy, 2 of the biggest hits in 1999. What more do I gotta say, man? I really do not need to say anything more about this. This is a stupid, stupid movie. You wouldn't believe that this came from the very same director that just 6 years prior to this gave us the Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Never would have guessed that in a million years. And, yeah. Again, not much more to say about that one. We really do not need to go into this. You know what's going to happen. You know what the big twist is going to be. You don't like these characters whatsoever. Yada, yada, yada. Bad film. Typical January film. So, with that said, on to our next movie. And, we should be a little bit better with this one, but, not so much. Bette Midler, Nathan Lane, and Isn't She Great?
Reading never solved anything.
You're gonna write one.
Bette Midler, Nathan Lane, John Cleese, David Hyde Pierce, Stockard Channing together.
Can I write about having sex in swimming pools? Even Shakespeare didn't think of that.
They created a sensation that shocked the nation.
Those women in that book, they are animals.
So you hated it.
It is the finest book I have ever read.
Isn't She Great? Rated R. Starts Friday, January 28th.
Yeah, I don't think making a movie based off of Valley of the Dolls' creation and trying to make it a screwball comedy worked in this film's favor. You basically have a story where it covers Jacqueline Suzanne, the author of the book, played by Bette Midler, her entire life focusing on her early struggles as an aspiring actress, relentlessly hungry for fame, her relationship with press agent, husband Irving Mansfield, played by Nathan Lane, with whom she's had an institutionalized autistic son, her success as the author of The Valley of the Dolls, and her battle with her subsequent death from breast cancer. In addition to Miller and Lane, this also has Stockard Channing, as you see, David I. Pierce, John Cleese, also John Larroquette, Amanda Peet, Christopher McDonald. Just a really good cast overall here. It's not a bad director or writer, too. This is Andrew Bergman, who gave us some pretty good movies back in the day. He did The Freshman, which is a very good, underrated film. Honeymoon in Vegas was very funny, so was It Could Happen to You, and I kind of have a soft spot for Tease. This was his last film he directed, by the way. And Paul Rudnick, of course, gave us the Addams Family movies. So the talent is there. The script is not. I mean, like I said, it tries to make a movie based off of the creation of a story that was made into one of the most infamous movies ever made, and tries to bring it into a modern setting, and also tries to make it with lackluster sitcom-esque comedy. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The comedy in this movie is bad. I mean, like, CBS comedies are written much better than this movie is. That's the worst thing about this film. There's just so much potential that went to this film wasted. From the casting, from the story idea, to the tone of the film. It's just badly put together on so many different levels. And it's a shame because, like I said, the talent is there. The writing and directing is there. It's just not a good script to work with. And the film suffers big time. A waste of great talent overall. Typical January movie. What more can you say? So, We got one more movie here, so let's see if Craig Ferguson can end January 2000 on a high note with The Big Tease.
He came from a remote village in Scotland to the ruthless city of Los Angeles to enter a competition unlike any he'd ever faced before. And soon, all the world will know his name. Crawford McKenzie is Crawford McKenzie. Well, that's quite good. Was that butch enough?
Welcome to Los Angeles. What kind of movie you guys making?
It's exactly like Braveheart, except it's a hairdressing movie set in modern times. Most of it is indoors and nobody gets killed.
What are you here?
I'm representing Scotland with the Platinum Scissors.
Everyone who is anyone in hair is here to watch the world's top stylist compete with the platinum scissors.
You really don't understand.
I love Masterpiece Theater, only you're not getting into my competition.
It's kind of like Brocky, but with curvers.
You guys want an idea for a movie? 5 words. Teenage, acidic, lizard, basketball meanie. Ta-da! I mean, it's a slam dunk, man.
There have been many great hairdressing movies in Hollywood history. Shampoo.
There's only a few things I love in life, but most of all, I love what that man does with hair.
Are you talking to me? There's nobody else here. Who are you talking to? Of all the salons in all the world, you have to walk into mine.
David Hasselhoff, what kind of products do you use?
I love the smell of hairspray in the morning.
That is very dangerous.
Matt Damon, Harrison Ford, Ben Affleck, Anne Heche, Gwyneth Paltrow. None of these people are in this movie.
So this is the story of a Scottish hairdresser who, while being part of filmed as part of an off-the-wall BBC documentary, is invited to the World Hairdresser International Federation annual contest. Documentary team includes, with Chris Langham playing the interviewer, follows Crawford to LA, where he discovers that his invitation is to be a member of an audience rather than a competitor. He eventually weasels his way into the contest and produces the greatest creation of his career. This was still back when Craig Ferguson was a supporting character on the Drew Carey show. In fact, you see in the trailer there, Drew Carey himself actually shows up in the movie as well, and it was actually shot in between the hiatus that he took from the Drew Carey show, and nobody really knew what to make of Craig Ferguson back then. Of course, now we know that Craig Ferguson went on to become a really damn good late-night host, probably there ahead of his time, leading before his time had passed him. I think a lot of people would agree that we'd really need to see Craig Ferguson in another late night show again. But his run with the Late Late Show was really, really good. But this was around that time when nobody really knew exactly what to do about him. He wasn't really going into like that annoying level like Russell Brand or James Corden did later on in his career, but nobody really knew exactly what to do with him. And there was an idea here that I think they took a lot of inspiration from something like This Is Spinal Tap, but it really doesn't quite go as much the way I think it wanted to. I think there were too many good opportunities in here, kind of wasted away. There are a couple of decent moments here and there that are legitimately funny. Nothing too spectacular, nothing too engaging. It's just kind of a missed opportunity. I feel like there were some good ideas in this film, just not the right execution. With a better director, I think this one could have easily been much better. Maybe if you got the same team behind Borat, if you got them before they eventually worked with Sacha Baron Cohen down the road, maybe they could have made this work out as well. I mean, overall, the film isn't terrible, but it's one that I was kind of disappointed by when I saw that Craig Ferguson was the leading star in it, and this was the turnout that it ended up becoming. Nothing too spectacular, nothing too great, but just a decent film. Nothing I really want to watch over and over again. So that is The Big Tease. And so on that note, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. We'll jump into February on the next episode with 2 movies, including Wes Craven's Scream 3, which was not the big success compared to the other 2 films. But we also have Liam Neeson in Gunshy. We'll check those 2 films out on the next episode as we jump into February 2000. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So with that said, do not go too far away, because after I'm done uploading this, we're going to have another Time About the Movies flashback episode, flashing back to September 16th, 1988, with films that are not really memorable in any way, shape, or form, so we can get through this one pretty quickly. We have Charles Bronson in Messenger of Doom, Run DMC in Tougher Than Leather, Richard Gere in Miles from Home, Beau Bridges in 7 Hours to Judgment, and Keanu Reeves in one of his early film roles, The Prince of Pennsylvania. So we'll have that coming up right after this.